If you want to understand the brain and how it functions both in cognition, memory, learning, as well as emotion, you really have to have a brain that's alert. The key to what we do is imaging animals that are fully awake.
I mean, our computer usage in this field is quite at its infancy right now. A lot of programs are being developed and will be developed in the course of a time. I see that field mature over the next few years, and it will mature eventually the way it matured in a financial business or any other.
But at this moment right now, knowing that someone doesn't have a good drug for treating their epilepsy, okay, and we can have an animal model that we can screen drugs and hopefully get those out on the market using our animal model, that would suffice.
With Alzheimer's research and Parkinson's research. I think those are two huge things that people don't really know too much about.
Moving progress forward in our understanding of mental illness and neurological disease.
Here we'll show you the components of the quad trans-receive coil. Here you can see the quad trans-receive coil that's built into the head holder. Here's an inside view where the rat's head is placed over the bite bar. The body tube that holds the rat's body, as well as the locking mechanism that holds the quad coil to the body tube, and the chassis that the quad coil and body tube are connected to. We'll now show you research preparing a rat to be placed into the quad coil and imaged. The rat is anesthetized under light isoflurane, and lidocaine is placed under points of contact with the quad coil, specifically in front of the ears and over the nose. A head bar is then placed over the animal's head that sits into two grooves in front of the ears. The animal's head is then positioned into the quad coil. Its mouth sits over a bite bar, with a nose bar that secures it in place. The researcher then attaches two screws to the quad coil to make contact with the head bar and holds the animal's head in place. The rat is placed inside the body tube, and the quad coil is attached to the body tube through a two-screw locking mechanism. The animal's legs are positioned below and back from its body, and two shoulder bars are placed in front of the shoulders. The body tube and quad coil are positioned into the chassis. The body tube is connected to the chassis by two screws from the back. The quad coil, on the other hand, is connected to the chassis by one screw from the front. The animal is brought into the magnet room and positioned into the bore of the magnet. Tuning and matching rods are placed through the chassis that connect to the quad coil. These rods are removable after the animal has been tuned and matched inside the coil. The quad coil is then positioned to the right location in the bore. Here we can see the researcher tuning and matching the quad coil. Each knob on the end of each rod contains a clutch, so that over-rotation of the rod does not damage the coil. After the coil has been perfectly tuned and matched, the cords are connected to the combiner that connect to the system. The rods are removed and the setup of the quad coil is complete. Scanning can now begin.